called you Nick then. Maybe don't mind.
We're on.
We're on, yeah.
We're back.
I think yeah, sorry about that. Something went wrong terribly with the broadcast. Just went off. Wasn't my fault. I'll tell you what, we'll blame Nick.
Yes. It's the Leeds on the line, isn't it?
It's the Leeds on the line.
It's causing havoc everywhere.
Yeah. So where were we? We were talking about the game on Saturday, weren't we?
Yeah, the Bristol City game. Basically, just, we were better first half an hour. They got into a bit more. We need to get that first goal really when we're playing well in the first half. I thought they played well the start of the second half. Kuszak had to make a couple of really good saves.
Yeah,
the one from the free kick was excellent, and the one from Marlon Pack where he tipped it over the bar as well. I thought that was an excellent save. But we've got players who we can bring off the bench now and make an impact, and we've done it. We did it against Villa and at Huddersfield where we're behind in games, and we've made changes which have impacted the result and got us a point. And really, we could have, we were drawing 0-0. We could have been behind in that game, and we've made changes, and we've actually gone on to win it. So it's another good example of that squad depth and and the ability Rowett's got to bring those players off the bench if things aren't working terrifically well.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm listening to you. I'm going to start. I've got to start sharing again.
It's but it's a definite positive, and obviously Adams come off the bench and got the goals. He took it really well. First touch was excellent, which obviously let him turn and swivel and volley it home. So really good. I thought he was unlucky at the end as well. The keeper made a save where he hit the post.
I don't think it wasn't a classic game, was it really?
I wouldn't have said it was a class. I think the first half hour, the way we passed the ball about and created good positions for ourselves, if you like. Not clear-cut chances, but where we got into their half and we looked good on the ball. That was probably the best I've seen us in possession for a number of games now. But you've got to take your chances against good teams. And as we said, Bristol City were in a good run of form. They're a decent side themselves. They've got a lot of informed, confident players. So. We needed that goal early on. The fact that we didn't let them get back into it, but it's 3 points and it's a clean sheet. They don't. I had a look earlier. I think it's only Brighton, Norwich, and Newcastle that have stopped them scoring this season. Yeah. For us,
they did look. They did look tasty at one stage. At the beginning of that, the beginning of the second half. I thought, actually, at the beginning of the game, I thought there's goals in this.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we looked good. Yeah, but they were sort of sitting back, allowing us to have the ball, but we were using it well. But then when they got the ball back, they did look dangerous on the counter. They got some quick players. Abraham up front is banging them in for fun. It's a good 3 points, and it did feel like there was more people in there.
I thought it was a fairly decent crowd.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. But you made your point about it just being slightly flat.
Yeah. I think what it was spits and spurts, wasn't it? You had sort of like a big burst when the noise was so, it was really loud, and then all of a sudden it was just.
Yeah, I think if we'd have scored early on, that might have made a difference. Just relax the crowd a little bit. But when you don't score early on, and Bristol City did get into the game more, and as that happens, I think the crowd do sort of you do get a bit tense and a bit nervous, But we stuck with it, and the players stuck with it as well, and got the goal in the end. So, but I think with there being nearly 19,000 there, it is a bit strange. You expect it to be quite loud, and as you say, it was in parts, but it seemed to be generated more from the Cop than the Tilton most of the time, but which is normally the other way around. But there
was a few noisy people around by us.
Yeah,
which was good.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
But it was too cold to sing, says Capo.
That's a poor excuse, isn't it? That is a lame. That's a really lame excuse, I think.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Yeah. But Ray makes a good point. I think Blues fans were waiting for a spark to liven them up. Sometimes you do need that. You get it both ways, where the players need the crowd, but also for the crowd to get up for it, you sort of need the players to do something as well. But I think we started the game well, but as the game went on, with Bristol City getting more into it, it's the crowd do get more tense.
Yeah. I seem to have connection on my phone. Part 3 coming soon. I've heard that one. I think we kept a clean sheet mainly to Cusack's heroics.
Yes, yeah. The two I've mentioned, the free kick, I thought was an excellent save. That looked in all the way. That did for him to claw that onto the bar was excellent. And the tip over from the long range shot from Marlon Pack as well was a really good save. I'm not 100% sure if it would have been going in, but it was it was a really, really good stop, tipping the ball over the bar, and he's shown that he's the man in possession of the number 1 jersey at the moment. Those saves, and he looks commanding.
I think he's still got a few years in him as well.
Yeah. What
is he, 34?
Mid to late 30s, is it?
Yeah, it must be,
I think.
Must be 34, 35.
But goalkeepers are going on forever nowadays. So. Yeah, I know. Well, that's another thing. Yeah, he's been in the wars. Yeah. As did a lot of them. To be fair. Yeah. Davis was apparently unwell, and Donaldson came off as well. And I think Rowett mentioned that he was feeling his hamstring, I think. But hopefully they'll all be all right for Brentford away on Saturday.
35 apparently.
Kushak, yeah. Well, there's with the way keepers go, there's another 3-4 years in Kushak still probably. Yeah. At championship level.
They're coming in a bit quick now. So also substitutions were made at the right time. Yeah, I think that was perfect timing.
He's using them well as well. Adams comes on and Stewart came on and looked quite good again. But it's exciting to see that these players are. He puts the first team out, but you look at the bench and you think to yourself, well, if we are 0-0 on the hour or 65 with half hour, 25 minutes to go, these players are available to bring on, and recently they've been making a big difference for us, which is excellent.
Yeah. Do you know anything about this West Ham defender that's on trial?
I think it's Jordan Spence. He was at West Ham. Yeah. I think he's only young, but I think it's that cover, right or left back cover. Obviously, Spector got himself sent off. No qualms whatsoever with the red card. But with Grimes being the only fit left back, Cadiz is out until January, and now with Spector suspended for the next 3 games, that's definitely a trouble position for us full-back. It might be that I hope he doesn't switch Shotton back to right back, and Morris. I don't want him to break up that partnership, because Shotton and Morrison are looking the business at centre half. If it's a case he has to bring the young lad, Josh Cagley, is it, or Cogley? At right back. I'd prefer. I think I'd prefer him to try him than split up the centre half partnership, which we've got quite good at the moment. So I think, but it seems like all the trialists and people being linked with Blues at the moment are fullbacks. So
there's a few coming in. Torrell. People mentioned Torrell before. It'd be nice, but
that's a position that we're all right with at the moment. I think I heard a few people mention as well Fabrini, who's struggling to get. You've got someone like Fabrini who's struggling to get a game. Do we really want to use our resources on Torrell, or would we be better suited, strengthening the squad in areas that we do need a bit of depth?
I wonder if he's thinking the money that's been shelled out for Fabrini. I wonder if he's thinking.
Possibly, but would you have got Terrell for that money? I don't think you'd have got Terrell for $1.5 million. I'm not sure. Personally, I think he's a bit more than that, but
can we stay in the top 6 with so little cover in the defenders' area? Says Pat Beagley. Basically talking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Cagley comes in and plays well, and Spector comes back and stays fit, and if Graham stays fit, and if Shotton and Morrison stay fit, then I don't see there's any reason why we can't stay in the playoff area. But the worry is that the amount of games that we have to play in the Championship, the workload, if there are injuries to either of the centre halves or the defenders we've got left now, that is a worry.
Peter Jinks said he'll play right back. Yeah.
Well, it's cover.
Any news on that constant training with us?
I think I read on the Birmingham Mail that they decided not to follow it up. I'm not sure. I don't think they give any reason why. I'm not sure why they've decided to end the interest, but obviously they've had him there, and they feel that there's better options elsewhere. So
we need a goal-scoring midfielder as well as John Terrell, said Michael Greaves.
A goal-scoring midfielder, yeah. In this league, in the situation we are, who are we looking at that's going to come in that we can attract to improve it? You look at the way. I mean, you played 4-4-2 against Bristol City with Donaldson and Jutkovic up front. So you've got Davis playing one wing and Cottrell the other, and Donaldson moving to the left as well. Sometimes I'm not sure who you'd be looking at. Realistically for someone like Blues to be able to go and improve the side. If you're looking at a goal scoring midfielder, who's going to come in and improve that side?
And also, we're talking about who's going to come in. That we don't actually know for definite how much we've got to spend.
Well, that's it. I'm sure Rowett does.
Percentage of that money. He must know.
I'm sure Rowett knows. With nearly a month to go until the window opens, how much. What actual resources he's going to have available, but it's tough. It's tough to be able to say go and get a goal scoring midfielder. To bolt who's going to be better than Davis, Keefton Beld and Gleeson, who are playing at the moment. They're the ones in possession of the shirt. You've got Tesher who can come back, who's more than capable of getting a goal or two. And obviously Fabrini as well. So I think the options are already within our squad to have those players. Obviously Terrell's he's a class above, and he was excellent for us last season. But I'd rather we go and strengthen the areas that we need more.
AC Milan defender.
That was Kevin Constant. Yeah.
Okay. We seem to be a unit now, but we can't cope with injuries, which is where we need to sign players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate, if we stay injury free, then really you look at it. If Wiggins hadn't got injured and Caddis wasn't injured, then you're saying we're probably all right at full-back area. You've got Grounds and Wiggins at one side and Caddis and Spector the other, and you look at that situation, you say you're pretty happy with the full-back options. The fact that one of them's out injured for the season, one of them's out until January, and the other one's just been suspended for 3 games, it makes that area look really depleted at the moment. But
I think when Stuart come on, that was a bit of a game changer.
He's just got a little something about him, hasn't he? I think he will excite the crowd. I think he's a player that's going to get people off the seats. I think. I think the fans are taken to him pretty quickly. He hasn't played a lot, but when he has come on, he's demonstrated a lot of technical ability.
I think you're right. I think he boosted the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And Cabo said, going back to the crowd, he says the crowd seemed bigger than expected. I got to turnstile at 2:30 and waited in the queue for 20 minutes. It's ridiculous. There's 2 of the turnstiles were closed. But I was probably being a bit pessimistic and thinking it was only going to be about 16 and a half.
Yeah.
And I was quite shocked.
Yeah. Well, I think it caught the catering out as well. I don't think they didn't run out. Well, I don't know.
You had to put another tea bag in the end.
I don't know that they run out anywhere, but I think they did. They were surprised at how many come through. I think they were expecting about, like you said, how many Bristol City came? About 1,700, was it? Yeah, I think they were expecting about 16,000, the Blues. So, for it to be 18,7, 18,8, was it, I think?
Do you not think Bristol City fans were quite quiet?
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's the first time for a long time where I saw the majority of away fans sitting down.
Yeah, there were. Yeah,
unusual.
Yeah. It is an unusual sight in modern day football.
Yeah.
And it's a funny one as well because although we started the game well and were on top for the first half hour, as soon as they start to get back into the game, you'd expect their crowd to get a bit more vocal and get behind them a bit more. But I certainly didn't see it like that.
Michael wants to know what I'm drinking. It's actually non-alcoholic beer.
Or water.
The Joey Barton thing keeps cropping up.
Yeah. I think we discussed it last week. I can't see him getting in the side.
No.
You know, I don't see him being better than what we've got. You know, we've just mentioned a goal-scoring midfielder. You know, I wouldn't see Barton as a goal-scoring midfielder. So what would Barton bring to the squad? Well, actually, if he's going to come in, he's got to come in as a first-team regular, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, so what would he bring that Keefton, Beld, Gleeson, Davis, Tesher don't bring? You know, and I don't see what he brings that those guys don't have. So... No, I wouldn't be interested in that personally.
Personally, I think Donaldson's legs have gone.
That's a tricky one. I think he's in his 30s now, isn't he? But you know, whenever people write him off, he goes and gets a. You know, I think he's like a lot of strikers. He's a confident striker, and if he gets one, then he might score in the next 3 games. You know, Jutkovic has the fact that Donaldson hasn't scored that many goals this season and isn't looking his best, but we're 5th and we're still winning games. It goes to show how well Jutkovic has done and how well the rest of the team are playing. You know, to be able to compensate for that, if you like. I certainly wouldn't say Donaldson's been terrible and a liability. I wouldn't put that against him.
I think he did his job.
Yeah, but I think they linked up quite well in the first half hour. You know, I mentioned about how we were getting into good areas, and I think the Jutkovic-Donaldson combination definitely aided that. In the first half an hour. Yeah.
I'm not sure we need a goal scoring midfielder. We need a young Kevin Phillips.
Oh wow!
I think we'd go for an old Kevin Phillips.
I'll tell you what, a young Kevin Phillips would cost a lot more than what we've got available.
I think Phillips would come on now if he was asked.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably would. Yeah. But there's a guy who just you can't coach what he was able to do. You know,
he's a footballing man. He's 100% footballing man. There's nothing
pure finisher. You know, and if you wanted a chance to fall to anybody, it would have been him. So
Kevin Phillips was an amazing player, totally underrated, and to play at that age was amazing.
Yeah. Well, he scored. He scored so many goals that year that we went up under McLeish. Obviously, the one at Reading was imperative, really, to put us 2-0 up. But there's a guy that how much would he in his heyday, at his prime? How much would he be going for in the modern day market? You dread to think, really.
Barton isn't even a good Scottish League player, yet alone an English Championship player. I think he's been released, hasn't he? It's a difficult one because obviously we got Greg Stewart from the Scottish League, and we're sitting, praising him and saying how well he's done. So I don't want to have a go at the Scottish League per se, but for someone like Barton to come in to Blues, he's got to be better than what we've got, and I personally don't think he is. So I would stay clear. All right. So Nick's actually blaming the weather now for his internet connection.
So everyone else is okay, aren't they?
Everybody else is okay. We've had no problems whatsoever.
No,
you know what I mean?
Zero problems.
I'm guessing there was a leaf probably on his internet washing line.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Poor excuse. Poor show, I think.
It is a poor show.
There's no reason why he can't be here.
I'm furious he's not here.
I know. Got a push bike.
Yeah, exactly.
You toxic that.
I know.
Up the road. I'll shout out a few hellos anyway.
Yes.
Hello Colin, hello Kieran, hello Nick, hello Colin, right, Alison, hello Alison. And
Alison had a pop at me.
Was she?
Yes.
Alison Shilton?
Yes, she had a pop at me.
She's not part of your
after last week's show, she said, I'm the most miserable person that she knows. Can you believe that? After last week's show?
I can actually, yeah.
After I was so positive about everything last week.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Yeah. Nick has a puddle on his path. That's probably what it was.
Nah.
Yeah, probably.
He needs to be more careful.
Yeah. She isn't wrong, says
Dennis. Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Kieran, as well. Yeah.
And Nick believes in freedom of speech.
Does he?
Oh,
interesting.
Interesting. I wonder why he said that.
That is an interesting one, isn't it? Fancy believing in something like that?
I think we should stick him on an island all on his own.
Yes.
Maybe a lagoon.
That's a good call. Very good call.
It was awful up here. Ray had to turn back. Oh.
As if he actually started coming and then turned back. If he, he's made the effort to get out of the house, so just carry on.
I know. Going back to Kevin Phillips, he was the first player I remember in my first few years of football. He was an amazing, super talent. Kevin Phillips. Yeah, that was Kieran because he's only young. So
he is only young, yeah. But yeah, he I mention it again. You're born with that sort of ability. I honestly don't think you can coach that kind of ability where he just finds himself in the perfect spot at the perfect time, and the amount of goals he scored like that were insurmountable. I'm trying to
think. I wonder if he didn't have a bad spell at any club, did he?
I don't think he did. No, not that I can think of. Obviously, he played for Albion and Villa as well. But I think we've got fond memories of him. He was there in that season. We went up under McLeish, and he got a lot of goals, a lot of important goals in that season. And then when he come off the bench against Wolves at home when we were 1-0 down, and he scored two in the last 5 minutes, and we went on to win that. So
you're getting some stick over your choice of colour of top now as well. Apparently that's claret.
This is not claret.
What colour is it?
No, this is burgundy. We'll go with burgundy.
I've got to admit, looking on the screen, it does look a bit clarety.
No.
Here live, it does.
It's live. It's not claret, is it?
We'll just say burgundy. Adams could be the next fox in the box.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's your goal scoring midfielder. If you want to class him as a midfielder, someone who plays behind the striker, he doesn't necessarily have to play as the out and out number 9. So there could be your man running from midfield into the box, and the way he took his goal was very Phillips-esque, if you like. Coming at him quickly, his first touch was excellent, and spin and turn shot into the back of the net. So it was. Hopefully that's the kind of impact he can use if he's coming off the bench. But
a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, I mean, when you come on your debut against Wolves and you score on your debut against Wolves, you're automatically you're onto you're a winner anyway, aren't you? So hopefully he can keep that sort of performance up. Yeah.
Agree. Said Nick. That should be banned.
Yeah.
That's the colour of choice.
This is a problem, isn't it? I'm gonna have to keep this one locked away for future.
And Dennis says burgundy, my bum.
Yeah.
I didn't say bum.
Thank you, Dennis.
Why do you think Stuart hasn't had a start yet? He had a great performance every time. We'd like to see some rotation of him and Cots. Oh, should we talk about Cots? Or do you want to talk about Stuart first? We'll talk about that question first. Yeah,
go on then. We'll answer Stuart. I think coming down from Scotland, it's difficult. I don't want to sound like I'm slagging the Scottish League off, but I think the intensity of the Championship is higher than the Scottish Premier Division, and I think Rowett has got that in his mind. He is a bit concerned that maybe he isn't fully up to speed with the level that you need for 90 minutes in the Championship. He has played a few under-23 games, started those. Yeah. But if he's making these sorts of impacts off the bench, then obviously we want to see more of him. But if he can do this off the bench, then it gives Rowett the opportunity to say, until he feels that he is ready, 100% ready to play 90 minutes in a Championship game, then he has that ability to come off the bench and do something like that. Yeah. I think if we want to go on to Cottrell, I thought Cottrell was excellent in the first half.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Put in a number of good deliveries from out wide, good first touches into play with the strikers. And I think since the issue with the fans booing him, I think he has put in some really good performances. Obviously, he's
still getting stick though.
He is, yeah, he is.
Getting stick.
He come off the bench against Villa and set the equaliser up. Really, I don't know what more he could be doing, but maybe the fact that the start to the season he did have is going to have a detrimental effect on him for as long as he's here. Some people might not forgive him for that, but I think he has turned it around. I think he has shown people that he has got a place in that team, if not the squad overall. But the fact people like Stewart are pushing Cottrell and Magoma for these places now, whereas the last year or two, Cottrell and Magoma have known that if they're fit, they're going to start, really. Because there hasn't been anyone since Gray left that their positions are pretty much guaranteed, weren't they? But now we've got Stewart and Fabrini and Adams who can utilise these positions. If Cottrell and Magoma aren't playing well, then it gives them an added dimension.
Yeah, I missed quite a few questions here.
Sorry.
Prediction for the weekend. We'll go to that one.
Brentford, yeah. Well, they had a tough result at the weekend. Lost away at Blackburn. I think they've only won one in their last 7. I heard somebody say, and they haven't scored in their last 3 home games, which is, it depends how you look at it. You can say it'll be typical Blues that they'll turn us over, but we've got, I think we won there last season. We've got a decent record there, I think. So, recent record.
Go for a win.
Yeah, if we can nick another 1-0, 2-1, keep in and around that playoff place, keep putting the pressure on the likes of Huddersfield and Reading. Huddersfield are, dropping off a touch. Reading are playing well at the moment, up to 3rd. Norwich are having a bit of free fall at the moment, so they need to turn things around quickly. If we can keep the pressure on those teams, though, that'll be excellent as we push in towards December now. So, but this is the thing. We'll go back to the comments in a minute. But the fact that we're 5th, and this isn't 5 games, 6 games in now. This isn't a good start to the season. This is nearly December now. Yeah. So I think teams are going to have to look at us a bit more seriously and say, this is a squad that is capable of finishing in the playoffs if they keep everybody fit and they keep the level that we're at the moment. Then there's no reason why we can't finish in the playoffs. So teams like Brentford, whereas last couple of years they might have looked at us and thought, well, they're having a decent season, but they will drop away. We've now got players that can come in that not necessarily going to drop away now. So I think if we can nick 3 points at Brentford, that would be excellent. Yeah.
Baggies 1-0 up apparently. Although Nick
1-9. What a score!
That's a cracking score.
What a great start!
Big says I don't think he has the fitness levels to play the whole game. I think referring to
Greg Stewart. Yeah, I think that's why he isn't starting. I think that's why he's starting a number of the under-23 games as well. And just to get him up to the levels required, because I think it is a different intensity. Not so obviously 90 minutes of football is 90 minutes of football wherever you play, but I think it's the intensity of the Championship as opposed to the Scottish League. You'd rather, I don't know, I think you'd probably rather see 25 excellent minutes of him against a tired defence than 60 minutes of him against a defence that are fresh. At the moment, anyway.
And I'm going to talk about Bicking as well in a bit. We'll just go back to the comments. Ray says plenty of time for Stuart, especially over the festive period, and maybe the cup game in January where we will rotate the squad.
Well, I think this is what I was going to say about a couple of people saying about Fabrini as well. When and where will he get his chance? The amount of games we're going to have to play in December, and January, like you say, if we get a decent cup draw in the third round and we win that and we get a fourth round, in December and January you're looking at about 15 games. Mm-hmm. So these players who aren't playing at the moment are definitely going to get a chance, because there's just no feasible way we can keep an unchanged team for the whole of December and January. So at some point we are going to see the likes of Stewart and Fabrini starting, definitely. Purely because of the congestion.
Yeah.
Colin,
ball distribution is deadly, a rare commodity.
Yeah, that's another argument for starting Cottrell, because if we get a set piece, he is a real threat from set pieces, and that brings a real added dimension to us. Obviously with Donaldson and Jutkovic up front, who are big strikers, and Shotton and Morrison at the back. A good set piece taker. It gives us a lot of opportunities to create chances.
Dennis? Blues are selling their Brentford allocation, apparently. Blues selling their allocation at Brentford will help another 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Blues. Oh, yeah. Selling their allocation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Selling the away allocation shows the excellent following we've got at the moment. Obviously, fifth in the table helps. If we were 15th, would we have sold out against Brentford? I'm not sure, but I think we sold out Newcastle as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I think
we've been allocated more, I think. Yeah. I'm sure they'll fly off as well, because that's one I think a lot of people will want to go to. So.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of bringing on, for lack of a better word, super subs. He says super, but I think super subs in the 80th minute. Would rather see us score and put the pressure on it early and chase late winners.
Yes,
good point, that
is, it is a good point. Yeah. And obviously, if we start with these players who are playing well at the moment and we're 2-0 up after half hour, then that's the perfect scenario, isn't it? But I just think Rowett's waiting for Stewart's fitness levels to be right up there, with the likes of Cottrell and Magoma. So he feels he can start him, because I think from what I've seen of Stewart, there's certainly no issue with his technical ability. So the only thing I can think is it's his match fitness levels, and whether he feels he can play at 100% for the whole 90 minutes. So, but I'm certain we'll see more of Stewart over the Christmas period.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think a strategic approach for the next 12 months should be? I don't know whether it means 12 months or whether it means like for the rest of the season. But
strategic approach.
Oh.
I think that's a
bit. He's trying to insinuate that maybe one of us might be clever.
Is it you then? Do you want to answer that then? 12 months is difficult because you don't know what's going to happen come May. Are we going to be a Premier League club, or are we still, where we're going to be? So,
side,
but if we're still in the playoff area come January, I think there is definitely an excuse, if you like to say, just push it. Go, just go
throw
for
some
it.
Money at it.
Go and get 3 players.
Yeah.
Go and strengthen the areas you want, and make sure you're happy with your squad, and just give it a go. Because we haven't had a season like this in a long time, and I think just the fact that if we go for it and finish 10th. We've given it a good go and we've given it our best shot, and nobody can turn around and say, well, if we didn't spend in January, if we'd have spent in January, we might have gone up. If we actually are in and around the playoff area come January and we go for it, nobody can throw that at the club. Nobody can say there's a lack of bottle or a lack of intent from the club. So
can we keep saying that we should be happy with that sort of position at the end of the season?
That's
especially.
I think you can.
At it.
I think you can. I think with what we've got at the moment,
can we?
Compared to what I think the bottom are from about 15th to 18th. You've got the likes of Villa, Norwich, Wolves, and Forest. Ipswich. Sorry, Villa, Ipswich, Wolves, and Forest. Massive clubs at this level. So when you look at that and you look at what they've got available to them, and you look at what we've got available to them, I think you can say that we're still doing really well to be in the playoff area. Do we deserve to be there? Absolutely. Like I said, this is now, what are we, 19 games, 17 games or something into the season? This isn't 5 or 6 now. This is an extended spell that we've been on, and we're 5th in the table, so nobody can say that we don't deserve to be there. So come January, if we are still there, then we've earned the right. I think Rowett and the squad have earned the right for the owners to say, here is 5 million, go and get yourself 3 players, bolster that squad.
This next question sort of like reiterates that. I mean, where are we lacking in the squad? Where are we lacking?
Right now, you look at the fullbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, you look at the fullback area.
Fine. You're happy with the forward line?
I think forward line, you can play Jutkovic and Donaldson, or you could play one of them. You could play Adams up front if he had to play up front. Attacking midfielders, we've mentioned the players that aren't playing, Stewart and Fabrini. Solomon Otterbor's not playing at the moment, who has shown before that he can come in and do a job. Midfielders generally, I've named the 4: Davis, Keefton Belch, Gleeson and Tesha. When Tesha comes back fit, I'm happy with those. I would look at a centre half in case Shotton and Morrison need to be split up, because if they do need to be split up, then you're looking at Robinson, and he has got, although he can put in some good performances still, he's got a rick in him. And at the moment,
Cusack's performance on Saturday, how key will he be for the squad throughout the season, says Ben? We talked about this earlier.
Yes, we did, yeah. And again, I think
it was a great
I think he's earned his number 1 spot, and he's made a couple of excellent saves, and I think he gives an aura of confidence more than Legzdins does. I'm not saying Legzdin's a poor keeper, far from it. I just think when Cusack's in goal, it just gives us a more solid look, I think, and it gives us a bit more confidence and just that aura of being a bit stronger at the back.
Defensive backup and a goal scorer. Sad to say, Donaldson isn't getting younger. Can he last the season?
Yeah, I think he can last the season, especially if we have got the likes of Jutkovic and Adams who can play up front. If Donaldson needs a rest, then there's the opportunity to rest him. Whereas in previous seasons, he's been our only striker. So if he's been fit, he plays. It's as simple as that. But now that's not necessarily the case because of the options that he's got available to him. Like I say, if you can get a goal scorer, then absolutely go for it. If he feels that there's a goal scorer out there who we can afford, then definitely go for it. I wouldn't turn that down at all. But defensive cover, I think.
As you said earlier, we don't really know how much we got to spend.
Well, that's the issue. Yeah, only Rowett and the board know that probably. So
10 million's been mentioned, but we don't know exactly what that 10 million.
Yeah, you're looking at wages and everything incorporated into that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So if we do get to the Premier League, huge investment will need to be spent to stay there, says Adrian Harris.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't think this squad would be good enough to stay up in the Premier League at the moment. But you look at someone like Burnley, I think from the squad that they went up with last season, they've bought 2 or 3 players for obviously decent, more than £5 million each. But sometimes it only takes 2 or 3, and you've got a decent squad. And if we've still got that fighting capability and the grit and determination in the squad, then teams have shown before that you can spend 50-60 million and still go down. If you haven't got that right blend at the moment, we've still got a good blend about us. So,
where would the money come from if it were to happen?
What if we went up?
Yeah.
Apart from all the sponsorship rights the Premier League clubs get.
Oh, that was a bit of I heard a few days ago on the radio that a lot of clubs in the Premiership they could let everybody in for free
Yeah.
And still be on the same amount of profit as the season before.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Because of the amount of revenue that the Premier League are getting to them.
It's crazy.
You know, it's an unfeasible amount.
Where's the money going to come
exactly.
from?
We're wondering, you know, have we got 5 million to spend? If it was to happen that we could go up, you're looking at 20 times that just for being in the division. Yeah. Never mind anything else that you're going to get. Yeah. So that's where your money would come from.
But, you know, the only thing is that every other club in the same division has got the same.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Which is why you've got to keep spending that.
So you're never going to be on an equal footing with any of the guys in the Premier League.
Well, not the big 6 or 7, if you like, but you know, Crystal Palace spent 30 million on Benteke. You know. You look at an amount like that, and you think if Rowett had 30 million to spend to improve this squad, I've absolutely no doubt he could bring in players that would give Crystal Palace a game. You know, and that's just one player that they've spent that money on.
Just going back to Legacy. Legacy is a good shot stopper, but
Careful.
his decision making. To ease pressure off the defence is the reason we do so well. We don't do so well.
Yeah.
The defence are a lot more confident when Cusack plays.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Communication.
I think obviously they're not going to say it in public, but if you ask Shotton and Morrison, you know, I think they would be They are a lot more comfortable with Cusack in goal. I think it just gives the whole defence a bit more confidence with someone of that stature in goal. You know, and that's no disrespect to Legends. It's more praise for Cusack than disrespect for Legends, I think. But
yep. Bottom half of the Premier League is becoming more like top of the Championship.
Yeah.
Very tight and unpredictable.
It is, yeah. It is. I think, and someone like Swansea has shown that if you're not willing to spend 20-30 million every summer, then you're going to get left behind. And they're struggling this season, but I think FA, you know, if you had a league where it was the bottom half of the Premier League and the top half of the Championship, I think it would be very much like the Championship where everybody's beating each other. I think on their day, we could beat the likes of Crystal Palace and your Swanseas and your Hulls and people like that.
I think that moves nicely onto a question just come up actually, saying that we need to win the mini league of 6 teams.
Yeah,
do you agree with that? There is this mini league.
Well, there is at the moment. You know, I think Newcastle will run away with it now. I can't see anybody catching Newcastle. They just look too strong all over the park. Then you're looking at second place. Brighton are playing well at the moment. I think Norwich have still got a very good squad if they can turn it around. Derby are playing well now, but you're looking at teams like Bristol City. You know, I think we've got Brentford away next, and then Barnsley at home, and I think they're on the teetering on the top half still. Yep. So you know, if you're beating those sorts of teams, it gives you a lot more confidence against the teams at the bottom of the table. Then, and then you look at you're hoping you can beat them teams, and everything starts to fall into place then.
And regarding the money that comes into the Premiership, Mr. Puddle.
Oh yeah,
has come back with.
He's got some numbers.
You don't get it all immediately.
No, but you can budget for that money coming in then. So you know the owners know that money's coming in, so they can set aside a lot of that. Yeah. You know, whether it's loans or whatever, they can get that money in and spend it at the start of the season, knowing that's going to come in at the end of the season. Then,
and this is a true comment, really. I mean, regarding the money that does come in, it all depends on how you spend it, and Andrew says if it's wisely spent, then it's got to be part.
You're
of the
laughing,
job,
aren't you? Yeah. Well, that's where you get your good managers, you know, and you know, if like I say, if you give Rowett 30 million to spend, and I bet he wouldn't spend it on one striker, you know, and I'd be more than happy with what he's brought in at the moment, with the way he's used the funds that we've had at the moment. I'd be more than happy to see him give him money to spend. Yeah. You know, because he's used what he's had very wisely so far in his tenure. And like we say, this is all very hypothetical, obviously. But if we were to get that money to come in, then definitely trust him with it. Yeah, I would.
Going back to the Premiership and the money coming into the game, and what I was saying earlier about that they don't actually need to charge.
Yeah.
Kieran says that when he interviewed Tom Ross, he said due to Sky Sports deals, even Championships clubs don't need to charge for fans to get into the ground. So it's probably close.
Yeah, well, you think that all the money that the Premier League teams get, 3 of those teams come down into the Championship the next season, so it's filtering down every time, and the likes of Villa and Newcastle and Norwich this season, and recently relegated clubs that are still in the division, all that money's filtering down now. So going back to the stadium as well. Yeah, can we finish the stadium? So that would be nice. You would, yeah.
That would be nice. When I was in the box with some friends Saturday, there was a couple of Bristol City fans in there, and they'd won a competition to come down there, and they were sitting next to us, and they were talking about the ground.
Their ground's just been done, hasn't it?
Yeah, but they were saying how nice our ground was. They said it's really nice, but they says, What's the deal with that thing over there? And I said to him, "That's the main stand." And he said, and he was just. I said that eventually it will be finished, but he's been saying that for 10 years. But he was saying that that's the only thing that spoils the ground.
Yeah,
I have to agree with him.
Yeah, and it is. It's
a monstrous.
It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? But yeah, I mean,
we do need to finish.
In an ideal world, it gets filled in, doesn't it? But obviously, would you rather spend the money on improving the squad at the moment or filling the ground in?
I don't know if you make the facilities good enough and enough for people to come.
Would you rather have a 33,000 seat nice stadium in the Championship?
Yeah.
Or do you really want to try and give as much as help as possible to bolster the squad to get promoted?
And that leads me. We don't plan this at all, but that leads me nicely.
It's almost like we're working this.
Regarding getting people into the ground, I had the pleasure to meet Bick and the people from Blues for All on Saturday, and these are a group of guys who go round to schools and churches and mosques. And they drag the kids out by the ears. don't have to.
Kicking and screaming, yeah.
But, they get them to the club, and some of these kids have never been to a football game.
Yeah.
At all. A lot of them are underprivileged and stuff.
Yeah.
But what a fantastic job those guys are doing, you know what I mean? So
it's a brilliant cause. And you look at the amount of empty seats that there is at Blues, and you think, what a good idea that is, to get kids into the ground. And a game like Bristol City where we play all right and win 1-0, it might just attract them to come more and more.
We've been banging on it for ages that you've got to get these kids in now at any cost.
Yeah.
At any cost. If it costs to get them in, you've got to get them in now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as he explains to me, we invited the Maypole Lions under-11s football team to attend a home match and encouraged them to sign up to the club's ticket incentive scheme, which provides discounted tickets to sports clubs and charities. We have empty seats in the stadium, so it's good. We can encourage communities to have a day out at St Andrews and get the buzz for the place. It helps when you win games like Bristol, despite the cold weather. This wasn't a one-off. And more teams from Maypole will attend future matches, and hopefully we can replicate such activities across Birmingham. We want the kids to feel welcomed at the club, and it's nice for them to feel like stars when there are photo shoots taking place and supporter groups coming to meet you as part of the welcome party. Because outside we had a few of the groups all got together and and welcomed, and they get an added experience and meet the BCFC family at the same time. So there you go. But if you go to www.bluesforall.com, the 4 being the number 4, you can find out all about them. They've been nominated as well for the Fans for the Diversity Award as well. So the event takes place in a few weeks' time in London. So it's great to see us getting recognition on a national.
Is that a league award?
I think it is, yeah.
A football league award? Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent.
It's fantastic,
yeah.
and it was really nice to meet and doing a fantastic job. Well done.
But it is a it's such an easy solution, isn't it? You think there's so many empty seats at the moment.
Yeah.
Get kids in, and if Blues for All are doing that, then excellent work to them, and full credit to them. Keep going.
At any cost, we've got to get those kids in. Yeah, we've got to get those kids in.
Yeah, great. They're only going to go and support Man City, otherwise.
That's right.
So if you're giving
Chelsea,
them an opportunity, you give them an opportunity to go and watch live football, local to them, then the chances are you get, we know, as I'm sure everybody listening does, that bug you got the first time you went to watch Blues, and if you can give that same bug to those kids, then they're going to stick around, aren't they?
It is a bug that you do get.
Absolutely.
Once you've got it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Unfortunately, if it's Birmingham City,
you're doomed for life, aren't you? Yeah. Absolutely doomed. Yeah.
Mostly downs, but there you go. Yeah. Nick says, get Bick in. He's got a great approach. He has fantastic approach. What a great job Bick and Blues for All are doing. There you go. And why do we struggle at times to get the crowds in? In the 80s and 90s, we used to get 22,000 midly. That's when I used to go. But there again, in the early 80s, we used to get 8,500.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I think it's a different era, isn't it? And the amount of football that is available to people on television now, and you know that you're going to get the highlights of the Blues games half an hour after the game finishes and things like that. So, on a cold winter's day, would you rather stay at home and watch a Premier League game live and then watch the Blues highlights half hour after the game finishes? Exactly. I think it's just a different mentality, a different era nowadays. But if you can fill the ground in any way possible, then more the merrier.
Yeah. Going back to Mr. Puddle.
Yeah.
Dennis said, if I didn't turn up for work because of a puddle, I would be sacked. Is Nick getting sacked in the morning?
I don't think we'll wait till the morning, will we? I think we might as well get it over and done with tonight.
I think we should refrain from giving any sponsorship. Oh, God, I forgot about it.
Sponsor. Don't mention.
Going back to the midfield, I'd love us to have a Lebo type player on the side. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. That's a tricky one, because I would say that sort of combative midfielder is what we've actually got at the moment with the three that are there. Whether he means that just getting into the box late and finishing chances, but hopefully, as we mentioned with Adams, hopefully Adams can be that sort of player, or Fabrini when he gets his chance. But I think there is a lot of different sorts of players in that Blues midfield at the moment, which is giving us a lot of different options.
Craig Gardner.
Yeah, well, I just saw that one from Colin Finlay. Yeah.
I think I'd have him back.
I think we'd have him back.
Yeah,
I think he'd come back.
I think he would come back.
I think he's still
get some stick as well, but I think come back.
I'm not sure. I think he's sort of, he's never really went with a cloud over him. We knew he had to go purely for the financial reasons. So, he's still getting in the West Brom squad at the moment. So whether he'd leave playing Premier League football still for us at the moment, I'm not so sure. But certainly, if we went up, that I think he'd definitely come. Those are the days, though.
Yeah. So reserve much. I'm closing down the Chris Pugh Appreciation Society. Says
I think
Nick.
It's about time.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to have this sort of like turnaround this week? Because I mean, you were the brunt of.
I was, yeah.
Last week, wasn't it?
Well, I was getting some right stick last week. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the boots on.
I don't regret a bit of it. Loved every minute of it.
Blues Academy is great. Stars of the future.
Yeah, I mean, there's another one. You think if we went up to the Premier League and we had that money, think of what we could do to what we've already got, a really good academy. If we could pump even more money into that, the players that are coming through there at the moment, and keep producing players like that, then it sets us up really well for the future. Then whether those players stay with us or go on to other clubs, and when we get money for them, it's really good to have that available. And hopefully the kids will keep coming through that academy and playing for Blues, because the Blues fans love nothing more than a local lad playing, and
definitely,
that's definitely been a good resource of players over the last few years.
I'd love him back, says Adrian Harris. Dennis saw Gardner in Tesco buying FIFA 17. He was probably picking up some tips, said Dennis. I was only talking about him while I had the other day. Anna Blue Nose took on regarding Gardner.
Gardner, yeah.
Baggies are 3-0 up.
It's
It
not
was
bad.
a quality show last week. Fair play, Chris. And all.
Thank you, Mark. Was
I
good
think
last
he did
week.
really well last week.
Was good last week. But isn't it nice that we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes and we haven't even said the name? Yeah, the name that was mentioned so much last week.
Oh right, no, it wasn't.
We haven't even mentioned his name.
No.
I think that's lovely. After the disgraceful week that he's had, I think it's lovely that there's been a football chat show that's been going for an hour and 10 minutes and we haven't even mentioned his name.
Yeah.
Well done us. Well done us. I'd like that to stay the case as well. Dennis. Dennis. I said I'd like that to stay the case, Dennis.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Rooney?
I don't want to talk about Rooney. No, I am absolutely bored to death, sick to the back teeth of hearing about a man who went out and had a drink. Bored of it. Yeah. How it's such a huge story is utterly beyond me. So I don't think it warrants us talking about it, although we have done. Yeah. I don't think it warrants a massive debate like it has done. It's just nothing really. I'll wash my hands of the media, the mainstream media.
Yeah, and as Adrian says, it's a blue show.
Yeah, until he signs for us next year, then we can talk.
We'll
about
love him then.
Yeah,
he can do whatever he likes. Let's talk about Viv Solomon. Time for him to go out on loan.
Well, that's definitely a possibility. Yeah, with the attacking options that we've got available to us, do you see? Unless there's a lot of injuries. I don't see him getting much first team action, so that a spell at a League One side maybe on loan would definitely. I think it'd develop him definitely. Yeah, I think it's a good shout.
Oh. You've sparked the Rooney debate.
No,
Rooney should not have been vilified in the UCARD Eduardo for having a drink. He's a bloke, for goodness sake, and wasn't that ethic?
Wasn't at work.
All right, okay, come on, Nick, get your
vilified in the press for having a drink. He's a bloke, for goodness sake, and wasn't at work.
It sounds like he's had a drink.
I know, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe that's why he couldn't come.
Yeah. The turnout. That's it. You know what? We talked about this earlier regarding the turnout, and I actually thought it wasn't a bad game.
I wasn't expecting that many.
I
thought
about 16 and a half.
Yeah, I thought there'd be an obvious. Obviously, there's going to be a drop off, and you're going to notice it from a full house, even with 18,500, which is what it was. From a full house, you are going to notice that drop off.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be very noticeable, an average attendance. But it was an above average attendance compared to what we've had recently.
Yeah.
But I've said before on the show, if we're fifth, then people are going to come. If we're fifth come March and we're playing Newcastle at home, then we're going to sell out. That's my opinion. Anyway, that's just the nature of football. If fans think that
we should sell out,
yeah, but if we're fifth,
yeah,
and we've got a chance of being in the playoffs, and we're getting towards the end of the season, I think towards the end of the season we've got Newcastle, Derby, and Burton at home. close to the end of the season. If we're still in the playoff area, I think all of those are going to sell out. There's 3 big games there: Newcastle, Derby, and Burton. You got 2 local derbies and Newcastle coming to us. So if we're doing well, I expect that you're going to have 25 plus there for those games.
Big was expecting 16,000.
Yeah, not far off that. Yeah.
Adrian was saying that Blues were expecting about 17.5.
Yeah.
17.5.
Well, I think the our bosses were saying about 16.5, 17. I think, plus walk-ups. But if that's what it was, then turns out the walk-ups was about 1,500. Which is pretty good, Adrian says he's expecting at least 20,000. I think that is asking a lot. A lot of people. You would expect a lot of people just to be going to the Villa game because it is that game. I'm not. How much was it? I'm not sure how much the actual match day tickets were. But obviously you've got Barnsley and Brighton coming up this month as well.
There's a good double incentive as well, isn't it, for 2 games?
Yes, I think it is, yeah. Because there's one on the Saturday and one on the Tuesday, isn't there, I think?
Ipswich was one, I think.
Yeah, and Brighton. Is it Ipswich and Brighton, I think?
Yeah, that's a fantastic deal. So if the club reduced the price, would that increase the crowd? Kids for £1, holds a top price of £20, would that fill the ground?
If we're in the top 5, if we're in the top 6, and you're charging that, then I think you'll be getting 20,000 plus, yeah. Yeah. If you're 15th and you're getting those prices, then I think you're still getting 14,000, 15,000. It's just that's just the nature of it. I think if you've got
all down to price.
No, it's not. It's not. If you've got a chance of being successful, you could charge 40 quid a ticket for that Newcastle game. If we're 5th and they're top, you'll still get 20,000 plus. Yeah. And you can charge
the Villa game, it wasn't
exactly. You could have charged anything for the Villa game, but people want to see it. And if we're doing well, if we're in with a chance of being successful, come the end of the season with those big home games coming up, I think you could charge whatever you wanted, and the people would still be coming in.
Well, I do agree. Yeah, 20s plenty.
Yeah. Well, that's kids for £1, adults 20 quid.
Yeah.
You can't really grumble at that with some prices nowadays. So.
Yeah, and Shane says, we know owners sit in 5th and fairly priced tickets in comparison. No reason why the attendances shouldn't improve.
Yeah, and if we are still doing well, then the attendances will improve. I'm absolutely certain of that, yeah. Isn't
it better to charge that to increase the volume of supporters in the ground? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But as we've just said, you can only charge... you can charge whatever prices you want. If you're not doing well... then you're not going to get many people in. Yeah. As many people in, if you like.
Yeah, and there's nothing like a full ground.
Well, no, exactly.
From the game. Is a Richard or Chris Pugh walks around the ground looking like he's doing nothing before the gates open, or does he do that to pretend he's busy? No, you're pretty good at it.
I'm good at pretending I'm busy.
Oh, you've got it down to an absolute T now, yeah.
No, I am actually doing quite a bit of work before 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
As soon as it gets to 1 o'clock, I'm done.
No, I must admit, no, you do work apparently.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Again.
Every now and then.
Yeah. I haven't asked actually. Is there any news on the ladies' front? Or?
No, obviously with the end of the season now they've
no comings and goings.
No, nothing yet. No, I haven't heard any rumours or anything. No. Okay. The development team won 2-0 away at Durham this weekend. So I think I'm right in saying they've played 4, won 3, lost 1 in the league now. Which is a good start. I think we've got Liverpool away next weekend, I think, and they're top at the moment. I think they've played 6, won 5, drew 1, so they're unbeaten at the moment. So I think they're the development side to beat at the moment in our division. So it'll be a tough task going away to them, but they're playing well at the moment and scoring goals. So it's good that the development side are playing well as well. So. But all quiet on the first team.
You have to say there's very small amounts of issues that we can really complain about the club. Panos has done a great job getting Blues together from community, charities and the staff.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. I think the fact that we can talk about footballing issues. we can sit here in this show and talk about who might be coming, who we'd be looking to strengthen in January. You know, for the last 3 years, we've been, when the window's been coming up, it's been who are we going to sell and who are we going to keep hold of. But whereas now we're looking at who can we bring in to strengthen. Yeah, so you know, that sort of change in how we're talking, you know, a year on shows that we are doing well, and you know, and things are on the up, hopefully. So yeah, I agree with Colin.
Be nice to be in the top 6 when we visit Villa next year.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah,
that would be intense. Yeah.
If that's a playoff battle, they're in the top 6 as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if that's a playoff battle, wow, there is a lot riding on that.
Can you imagine a playoff final?
No, I don't even want to think about that. Well, yeah, of course you'd want to go, but
might be too much for me.
Yeah, that is.
I don't think I could.
I think the whole of football would have to come to a standstill for that. I think if that was the case. I don't believe Adrian, by the way. I think he's making all this up.
No, I think he's probably spot on. I saw you, Chris, wandering down the cup with nothing in your hands. It's our secret.
I don't believe that. I don't recall that at all. I've always got my radio on me.
You look quite smart now as well, don't you? When you're doing, you have to wear a smart uniform.
Well, smartish. Yeah, smart casual.
Yeah, smart casual. Yeah. What you are here. Half-time Baggies 3, Burnley 1. I suppose Baggies fans will still want Pugh says.
Yes, probably. Yeah. But that's
football fans.
There's so many
fickle.
There's so many Premier League fans who are moaning wanting their manager out, and you don't know how lucky you are. These fans, it's madness, absolute madness.
But yeah, football fans fickle.
How long are West Brom? Got to be 5+ consecutive years in the Premier League now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we'd give for that now.
It's one of them things, though, isn't it? Would you take 5 years in the Premier League, surviving, or would you take Championship 5 years and constantly in the top
for the occasional 3-0 at half time at home against a Premier League club? That can't be bad.
No, they'll still be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
And while Adrian was doing nothing, he was watching Chris.
Yeah, I know, nothing. Yeah. What was Adrian doing?
Yeah, but Adrian gets paid for doing nothing.
That's correct, yeah.
He enjoys it.
He does do it.
Well, you don't get paid.
I know I do.
Yeah. What do you think of him? I'm not sure.
Ravel. Is it Ravel Morrison he's on about? Yeah. That's one of footballers' great enigmas, I think. You know what a talent he had, and you know when he was with us. I would say probably I'm definitely not a fan of Lee Clark, but that's probably the best thing he did at his time at Blues was to get Morrison in and playing well in the way he was. You know, he's just got some.
Where is he now?
I think he's still at Lazio. But I think there's just something in his DNA, in his makeup that it's just not something. It's not right within him that he can't find that consistent level. But undoubtedly talented. You know, and if he could find a team where he's happy and he's fitting in and he's consistently playing well, then he's a Premier League player in my opinion. But it is that there's so much else about a player, isn't there? But unfortunately, if you could bring him in and he guarantees you 30 games a season, then he might be the difference between, especially in the Championship, between promotion and not. But I don't think there's any chance of him coming back.
You don't?
Coming back to Blues, but yeah, very, very good player. But you know, if Ferguson can't get the best out of you, then other people are going to struggle, unfortunately.
And Adrian reiterates what we were all saying actually about Adrian, that he never does anything.
No. Well, it's understandable.
Yeah. Colin Phillips says regarding the Redditch Blue, the one who brings the flag as well. Do we know who he is? Because he wants to buy you a drink.
I don't think I do know who that is. No.
The flag actually got lost a few weeks ago.
An away game. Yeah, but I think that flag goes to Blues ladies as well.
Right.
So I'm kind
I
of,
think you're right, yeah,
I'm kind of thinking I should know who it is, but I don't think I do. No, but that flag goes everywhere, doesn't it? So it's
and somebody actually agrees with you. So that's two people that's agreed with you.
I'll tell you what a show we've had tonight.
Incredible. Regarding Clark.
Oh yeah.
He's agreed with you. And Big reiterates regarding Ravel. Class player. Class player.
I think Ray's agreed with me about Ferguson as well. Hasn't he? Is that three?
What a waste of talent. You couldn't control him, but Clark had a good go at it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I say. You know, for some bizarre reason, of all the things he did wrong at Blues, that Clark seemed to get a song out of Morrison with the team he had. Unfortunately, he couldn't last. But yeah, that I think if you are going to look for positives in the Clark reign, that was probably the best one. The fact that he got a tune out of Morrison and we looked a decent side towards the end of that season with Morrison playing well.
And Nick can't be bothered to even answer anything.
No, it's just M.
He's just put M. And he'll probably blame that on a
leaf
on his windscreen or something. Yeah.
Damn autocorrect or something.
Autocorrect. The Gary class shame. There's no more like.
I don't think we'll ever have anyone like De Gary again.
Yeah.
The impact he had when he came in, that was something like Blues fans had never seen before. And that sort of the impact that. Not so much his ability, just more his character. Just the aura he brought to that squad, to that side. It was invaluable, really.
Probably the last of the character players.
Yeah,
for Blues,
he had that. But French people have that.
Yeah,
je ne sais quoi. Yeah, if you like, if you like.
I think that means the goldfish opened the window.
There was a bit of arrogance about him, wasn't there? And he knew he won the World Cup for goodness sake, so he knew he was good.
Yeah.
And he showed it. In that half season, he showed how good he was, and he knew how much we meant to him. He meant to us. Sorry, so.
Jack says, wouldn't it be nice to get promotion? He says it would be fantastic to get promotion. Whether that's feasible,
time will tell. The next 5 months will tell, won't they?
Will tell. Definitely.
Yeah.
The groundsmen are going to get a mention now. On another subject, the groundsmen do a great job, random but unrecognised for what they did. It's strange you should say that, though, because these two Bristol fans, the first thing they said to me was, "Wow, that groundsman fantastic."
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it did look nice.
He's always in good nick,
Yeah.
to be fair. I think that they do take a lot of pride in it, the Blues groundsmen. They definitely do a very good job. And it's just that sort of, everybody's working to the max at the moment, aren't they, within the club? Whether it's the players or Panos or you mentioned the groundsman, everything's working okay at the moment, and we haven't really got much to moan about, have we? We come on here and we sing the club's praises rather than the doom and gloom which it's been over the last few years. So.
Just going to answer these last few questions, then we're going to say goodbye.
Shall I mention Super 6?
Yeah, go on then.
As Ray's brought it up.
Yeah, go on then.
Still time to join it.
Yeah.
£250,000 up for grabs every week. If you get all 6 results right, good luck with that. This week, round.
I done pretty bad.
Oh, no wonder Ray's mentioned.
Of course, yes.
Top scorer again.
Yeah.
With it, 3 people with 11 points: Ray, Luke Spall, and Craig Darby. Sharon Hudson and Mark Wanwell with 10 points. 9 points: Pam Radford and yours truly. 7 points: Chris Browne. Christina Hobrow, Andy Locke, and Rachel Seaman. And I have to press view more for Nick, which is always good to see. 5 points for Nick this week. So as a season total, Ray's Storm. No wonder he keeps mentioning Super 6. 20 points ahead at the top of the league, Ray. Pat Spall and Gareth Hudson on 140 each in second and third. In our presenters battle, Chris Browne on 113, me on 106, Nick on 89. So Nick's falling away now.
You know. Sometimes I put the leagues up on the.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just wondering when the cut-off point is for when we stop mentioning those, down on the bottom.
The Nicks of the world.
When do we stop mentioning that section?
Yes.
Because
it becomes irrelevant, doesn't it? Yeah.
They seem to have got into this rut of just being crap.
Basically. Yeah. Completely agree.
Stop mentioning. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe next week, I think.
Yes, a good call. Yeah.
Yeah. So just
the
top three,
just the first two the first two categories maybe once we be past Christmas, we'll just go to the first two.
I think so.
First two pages.
I think we should make that law anyway.
Yeah.
Nick hasn't lived it down. Come on, Blues, keep right on. Thanks for the chat. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for joining.
Right, okay. Just before we go, we've got quite a few legends. When I'm talking about legends, I'm talking about legends.
More than me.
Yeah. Lined up in the next few weeks who are coming on. They're going to be a couple of them are going to be live in the studio with us, and that so keep listening and
keep tuning in.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Where's that?
We done well.
We don't even need you. Get rid.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
I'll answer Neil quickly. Do you reckon Shotton will shift to right back while Spectre is out? Bad move if he does. I fear he will, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he gives the young kid a go. Yeah, because I want Shotton and Morrison to stay together because they've built up a good partnership. So.
Okay. And also, just before we go, sorry for the breakups in the connection. It's nothing to do with us. It seems to be a Facebooky thing. So, there you go. So,
thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next week.
Good night.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you. What more can we say? Birmingham City, down at St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. The chanter Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the car, singing you that song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point and roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand. So come on, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?